Okay, we're going to do number 4. So it's the same pictures we've had before, and I'm making it a lot smaller now, and you'll see why here in a sec. So it's y equals 1, y equals x to the 6th, and the y-axis, that same region, that same area, around y equal minus 5. Well, if this is 1, minus 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 is way down here. So if I'm going to take this region, clear around this, since the bottom of this region is 5 away up, it's going to be 5 below this. Clear down here at minus 10 is the bottom of the region, which will be the top down here, and it will go off like this and here, and it'll be a region down here. So this is really separated a long way. Okay, let's do the disk method, which is pi big R squared minus little r squared if there's a hole, and definitely there's a hole between, there's a big gap between these. And d what? Well, disk, we slice it perpendicular to the axis. So if I'm going to slice it here, it would be down here. The thickness is in the x direction, so it'd be dx, and x would go from 0 to 1. So now we have to get the big radius in terms of x and the little radius in terms of x. Well, if this is the axis, the big radius is the same compared to this all the time. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be pi 0 to 1 of 6 squared minus r squared, the little r. Now the little r, well, that would be 5 plus that little bit more height. And that height, again, since a point on the curve is x, y, over x up y, it'll be y. So it's 5 plus y. We need it in terms of x, 5 plus y, but y is x to the 6th, so it'll be 5 plus x to the 6th squared, quantity squared, dx. So let's work this out. You could put it right into your calculator and get it, but I'm going to work this out. This is going to be 36 minus, now I got to square this, so I'm going to take this times itself, 5 minus plus x to the 6th. So I got 5 times 5, 25, minus 5 times x to the 6th, and 5 times x to the 6th, that's 10x to the 6's, minus 10x to the 6's, and then minus x to the 6th times x to the 6th is minus x to the 12th dx. Finding the antiderivative, let's see, we can combine these two. 36 minus 25 is 11. So we're going to have pi 11 integrated is going to be 11x minus, so that'd be 7, so 10 sevenths x to the 7th minus 1/13 x to the 13th, evaluated from 0 to 1, which is going to be pi, parenthesis, 11 minus 10/7 minus 1/13 minus, put in 0 and you get 0. So I could do a common denominator and get that, but let's just see what that is in decimal. So pi parenthesis 11 minus 10 divided by 7 minus 1 divided by 13, 29.82. 29.82786 blah blah blah. Okay, now let's do this one with the ring method. So instead of slicing it perpendicular to the axis, we slice it horizontal, parallel with the axis. So this would cause a piece of pipe that's really short. Its thickness is up and down, so its thickness is dy, and its radius is really long. Do you see that piece of pipe there? So the integral for the ring method is is 2 pi r h dy in this case, because we're going slicing parallel, so the thickness is up and down, it's in the y direction. And y is going to go from our original coordinates here are here, and y is going to go from 0 to 1. And my height is over to the curve. That's in the x direction. Any point on the curve is x, y. So over to the curve is the x, so that's the height. And the radius is from here up to there, which is 5 plus the y height up to there. So this is 5 plus y. Okay, we have that in terms of y, so the radius is already in terms of y, but the height, x, we'd solve for that, we'd have to take the 6th root of both sides, so x is equal to y to the 1/6. So we would have, in the ring method, 2 pi antiderivative 0 to 1 of 5 plus y times y to the 1/6 dy, which should be 2 pi 0 to 1 of 5y to the 1/6 plus y to the 7/6 dy. And integrating that, we'd get 2 pi. So adding 1 to 1/6 is 7/6, so it'd be 5 times 6/7 y to the 7/6, plus adding 1 to this would be 13/6, so 6/13 y to the 13/6, excuse me, evaluated from 0 to 1. So I'm going to get 2 pi times, so if I put 1 in here, this is going to be 30/7 plus, put 1 in here, 6/13, And then if I put in 0, I get nothing. And instead of doing the arithmetic on that, again, I'll resort to my calculator. I'm going to have 2 pi parenthesis 30 divided by 7 plus 6 divided by 13, close parenthesis. And fortunately, I got the same answer as I had before.